It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Adventure Cave Tours. Live a day in the life of a real adventurer with Adventure Cave Tours. Springfield Green County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Blue Current, moving you forward since 1929. Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service. Call Southwest Missouri's best plumber today for a free estimate. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you. We made it to Friday. Happy Friday. And you made it through the storms last night. It was our first taste of spring this season, so there's probably a lot more of that to come. But we made it through our first round of thunder and lightning and all the high wind and stuff. And here we are to talk about it. So let's start.
A reminder to keep your eye on the sky, right?
Yes.
And tuned into Abby Dyer. Both of those things. All right, here's some news. A man is in jail after leading Springfield police on a chase. Police tried to pull him over for outstanding warrants near Chestnut and 65. That's when police say he intentionally hit a patrol car and then led them on a chase. He was eventually stopped and arrested on Grand Street. Fortunately, no injuries to report. The search continues in Nashville for the missing Mizzou student who was from Springfield, Riley Strain. He was last seen on Friday night, leaving a bar by himself. He was stumbling down the sidewalk. People say that he was overserved alcohol, so presumably just from alcohol intoxication. You know, they held a vigil at Kickapoo on Wednesday night, and at the same time, some of his friends searching in Nashville, actually people at two homeless camps, told them that they spotted Riley Strain after he was last seen on surveillance video and after his phone stopped pinging cell phone towers. So the search is still on in earnest there in Nashville.
Yeah, it's a sad story all the way around. Hoping for good news. The state of Missouri is suing a Florida company for deceptive marketing practices. MV Realty is accused of deceptively paying customers for the right to sell their home when they sell it eventually. The company is, though, accused of not notifying customers that that contract they're signing is for 40 years and is enforceable even to their heirs after the current homeowner's deaths. It's also accused of not telling people that a lien would be placed on their home. So the state of Missouri is now seeking more than $200 million, which is a ton of money. And it leads me to believe that that company had a lot of success
in their scamming ways, basically.
Well, alleged scamming ways, but in the state of Missouri.
Right.
A lot of people must have gone forward with this because it sounds great if they want to pay you to, okay, yeah, you can sell my house eventually, but if you don't read the fine print, that's where maybe they get you.
Well, and then your heirs, like that it passes down even after your death, that's wild.
Right, and they have no idea. 4 hybrid wolves that escaped their enclosure in Marion County, Arkansas, are still on the loose. 4 hybrid wolves. 36 other of those things, though, escaped. Also, they have been recaptured. So there were 40 total. 4 are still missing. 36 have been recovered. Hybrid wolves are wolves that are bred with dogs, and they can be very dangerous. People in that area are advised to be careful, not approach the animals. The hybrid wolves dug their way out of their enclosure, as half wolf can do.
Yeah, I've actually seen hybrid wolf dogs. Have you ever seen them?
I have, yeah. I don't understand who's doing that or why, but I guess it's not for me to judge. The beavers, we told you about the beavers. The beavers that caused quite a bit of damage in Sequiota Park have been removed. The damage has been repaired, and the trails at Sequiota are now open. Beavers damaged about 50 trees and dug holes along the trails, caused it was a big mess out there. The park board has been working with the Department of Conservation on that removal. So
yes, I got to see the damage. Or you were with me, right? Was it?
No, I remember you talking about it.
Yeah. So the kids and I were out there. Couldn't remember if you were walking with us that day, but yeah, it was
substantial.
It was they did their thing. Yep.
Yeah, they did.
All right. Fewer people are spending their dollars at Family Dollar. So many so that Family Dollar is planning to close 1,000 stores nationwide.
Wow.
The chain is also planning to raise the prices of many items to the $3 to $5 range. Inflation and people tightening their spending are blamed for the downward trend at Family Dollar.
Yeah, I mean, good luck to them, but I don't know that raising prices is going to be the answer that they're hoping for, because that's people go to a Family Dollar type store because of the low prices, or what they think are going to be low prices. So
I wonder how Dollar Tree is doing, because Dollar Tree upped their prices. We did the story probably maybe a year ago. I don't even remember, maybe 6 months ago, but it went from $1 to $1.25, a lot of their stuff.
well, I can tell you this: Dollar Tree owns Family Dollar.
Yeah.
So
Well,
behind this,
okay. There you go.
just me.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
He's new at this whole news gig. And if you're listening, not watching, then the silence really feels awkward. But
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. That was my bad. I took off my glasses and I couldn't see anything anymore.
you should know better.
Such is my life. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are working together to try to improve the team for a run at a three-peat next season, which would be incredibly exciting. The team restructured his contract to free up more than $21 million of salary cap space, so that can be put to good use. Mahomes' contract, he's still getting his money, though. Don't worry. His contract is $210 million guaranteed over 4 years.
I'm
Wow.
still waiting for the story that says that the Chiefs players decided to band together and pay for their own stadium upgrades instead of asking the taxpayers to do it.
Still waiting on that, are you?
I'm still waiting on it. I
Okay.
feel like we're going to report it first right here because it was
Okay.
our idea.
Yeah, they probably are listening and saying, you know what, that Sarah had a good idea. And they'll call us to tell us that that's what they're going to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Another great quarterback, meanwhile, this one a retired quarterback, is coming to Springfield. Peyton Manning will headline a new fundraiser for the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. That's super cool. The Champions Gala Dinner is coming up soon, too, April 4th at the University Plaza Convention Center. It was just announced, so maybe it was just finalized. I don't know. Tickets $250 a seat, and it includes dinner, or $2,000 for a table of 10. So you get a deal if you buy a table of 10. Contact the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame for more information on how to get tickets and everything that you need to know for that. But it's a fundraiser for them. They do great work.
All right. To the relief of many fans, the University of Missouri men's basketball season is over. The Tigers lost in the first round of the SEC tournament. It was an end to a pretty terrible season, unfortunately, that ended with only 8 wins and 24 losses.
Whew.
So now the focus is on rebuilding, if you will.
Yikes.
The transfer portal opens this Sunday.
Yeah, they're going to need some good transfers, because 8 wins on the season. Man, how deflating is that for the players and then for the fans?
Well, and there's so many games in basketball, so you really feel it more than you do in some other sports because you play often, more than once a week, you know?
Right. Yep.
All right. The tallest skyscraper in the U.S. could be just about 4 hours down the road in Oklahoma City. How about that? Oklahoma City? What?
I know.
There is a long way to get to the building to being built. It hasn't even been approved by the city council yet, but the developers say he's already secured $1.5 billion in funding to make it happen. The same developer who created the boardwalk at Bricktown in OKC wants to build a 1907 foot tall legacy tower, 1,907 foot tall legacy tower. That would make it the tallest building in the U.S.
You know,
What do you think about that?
well, I think I don't get it. I don't know why it would go in Oklahoma City, and I really don't know if they could fill it with office people. You know, how are you going to fill that space? And beyond that, I feel like $1.5 billion for a skyscraper that size is not enough money. The Sphere in Las Vegas costs $2 billion, and it's just an event venue. So I don't get it. I also don't think the city council will approve that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's interesting.
We'll see.
It's interesting. You know what Oklahoma does have? The tallest television tower in America.
Oh, okay.
At least it used to. I mean, whenever I was in news there, while I was still a college student and working as a glorified intern because I was paid. Not all interns are paid, you know. It was my claim to fame at the time. anyway, they had the tallest TV tower in KWTV.
Did you ever
So
see
how about
video of guys climbing to the top of those towers?
Yes.
GoPro cams. Man, I cannot stomach those videos.
I feel like I would make a lot of money because I would be willing to crawl to the top to like change the light bulb.
Seriously?
I would be willing to do that. Absolutely. If they were going to pay me well, sure. You know, you're like all harnessed in and.
Well, yeah, but you do the harnessing yourself. You got to clip on and clip off at every time you go up above a rung.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
Okay.
I can't even imagine that.
All right. If you're looking for something to do tonight, Winter Jam is happening at Great Southern Bank Arena. That is a concert, a contemporary Christian music concert featuring Crowder, Lecrae, Kane, Katie Nicole, and a lot more others. It's $15 cash at the door to get in. The doors open at 6 and the concert starts at 7.
That's a good deal. $15. Does it have to be cash, or you can use a card there?
It does
surely.
have to be cash.
It does have to be cash.
Yeah,
Okay.
I looked it up and I thought, well, that's a bummer because for people like Ethan, he would be able to go to the concert. For people like me, I would have to leave the venue, drive to an ATM because I know there's an ATM in Great Southern Bank Arena, but I won't pay the transfer fee. I won't do it. I mean, maybe I would do it if it were raining outside and I was late, but otherwise I'd be like, you know what? Forget it. Let me go to my bank and I'll be back in 30 minutes.
Well, that also means you're going to be sitting at the very top of the arena because it's general admission.
True. Yes.
First come, first serve. Doors open at 6, right?
Doors open at 6
People will be
and the
lining up
show
before
starts
that.
at 7. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, tomorrow in Nixa, it's Nixpo. Nixpo. It's an opportunity to see a lot of great businesses in town all in one place. So just go over to Nixa High School from 9 to 3 for Nixpo and support local businesses. Also tomorrow, it is the 2nd annual Shamrock Shuffle Run, Walk, or Jog. What's happening over there? What are you doing?
The dog is chewing on her squeaky toy and I don't know how to make her stop.
I didn't even hear it. But I saw you looking around frantically.
I'm going to try to cover the microphone.
Okay, you're fine. The 2nd annual Shamrock Shuffle Run, Walk, and Jog is tomorrow. There's a 5K, there's a 15K, other races as well. The 15K starts at 8. The 5K starts at 8:10 in downtown Springfield tomorrow morning. So you can go get your exercise in and be done for the day.
All right. And then also the Christian Homeschool Basketball National Championships have games once again today. It's kind of cool because they have 380 teams from across the U.S. all in Springfield to compete. Cool. I went to the games yesterday, some of the games, and it was fun. I do enjoy basketball. I sure do. I like to watch basketball. It was high scoring and it was a lot of fun. So there you go. The games are all over the place too. There's multiple different venues in Springfield and Stratford. So anyway, you can check it out.
That's a good deal. That brings in a lot of money for Springfield because they're all staying in hotels and Airbnbs and all the places that people stay whenever they come to town, eating at restaurants. So it's cool.
All right.
Good for us.
It is.
Hey, we hope you have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy yourselves. We want to thank you for listening. If you're listening to the audio version only, keep it right here. Abby Dyer's Wake Up Weather will be on in just 30 seconds. And if you prefer the video version, you can watch Abby's forecast on Facebook, on our app, or at aroundtheozarks.com. So we got you covered any way you slice it.
All right. Have a good one.
See you Monday.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Friday. It's March 15th, and thankfully, we are dealing with more calm conditions across the Ozarks this morning than what we had around yesterday. Wild weather in the form of severe thunderstorms. A tornado watch was with us yesterday afternoon and evening, and we had several reports of damage coming out of portions of Christian and Webster counties. Many homes with roof damage in portions of Nixa and Ozark, and some damage reported in Seymour as well. If you have damage reports to share, you can send those in to the National Weather Service, by the way. They are collecting some of those. There may be some storm survey crews going out over the next couple of days to survey the damage, see if we did have some tornadoes in the Ozarks, and if so, what their strength actually was. Good news that I have for you this morning is that temperatures in the 50s and calm weather returns. It's going to be much nicer over the Ozarks. In fact, I have a pretty mild pattern for us over the next couple of days. No storms in the forecast today. It will be much cooler with a north wind and temperatures that only climb into the 50s today. Now, we're starting out in the 50s, so we don't move a whole lot today. The north wind is going to keep our temperatures rather chilly, but the setup shows that all of the rain and storm activity is now out of the Ozarks. We have much more tranquil weather to enjoy, and I'm expecting that we see the north breeze stick around through the course of the day today. Now, Saturday is actually going to shape up to be a pretty nice one across the Ozarks. If you're thinking about the weekend plans, Saturday looks like a great choice. I think highs are back into the 60s. We get partial sun. The wind won't be too strong. You can do your outdoor activities tomorrow afternoon. I think there will be a lot of folks out and about because it's one of the warmer days in the extended forecast. Speaking of chilly temperatures, I do have a couple of really cold nights in this forecast. You'll see 30s return to the forecast. In fact, maybe temperatures below the freezing point again by the time we get to the early part of next week. Now, these are for morning lows, so it doesn't mean that it's going to stay cold, but I do have some chilly numbers. We could be back into the upper 20s by the time you wake up on Monday morning. High temperature today, I'm going about 60 for the Springfield area. Temperatures may be a bit cooler than that up north, places where the cold front worked its way through first. I've got numbers that are going to be back into the upper 60s, though. In fact, pushing 70 degrees. That's going to be the case on Saturday, so warmer weather does return. And then by Sunday, I've got temperatures that are going to warm into the upper 50s again. And Sunday is the night that we see those really chilly conditions return for the overnight hours. Around the country, what's happening? More snowfall. I'm sure you've seen some of the pictures. Pretty wild out in Colorado. More than 10 inches of snow for portions of the Denver metro area. Also up near Boulder, experiencing some pretty hefty snowfall amounts. Snow still falling out west today, so that storm is going to keep going out over the Rockies. It does come to an end today, so precip will end. And then strong storms are possible in the south today. This is part of the system that came through for us yesterday. So thankfully, there were no injuries reported in the Ozarks with our severe weather yesterday. Let's hope that holds true for our friends down south today. The severe risk looks a bit lower for them than it did for us just yesterday. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question on this Friday. This one's kind of fun. It has to do with the diets of celebrities. This is a quote: red vines, hot dogs, French fries, and Diet Coke. According to one of their co-stars, this diet is the staple of which star? And the options that I gave you were A, Miss Betty White, B, Harrison Ford, C, Morgan Freeman, or D, Robert De Niro. I think a lot of you guessed this one correctly. I don't know why. I feel like women like red vines and Diet Coke more than men. So it went to the only woman on the list. Yes, A. If Betty White was your choice, you are correct. Apparently, she was famous for having these snacks on set. I could get on board with this. Red vines, hot dogs, French fries, Diet Coke. You're set. I mean, something was working for her. Dear Betty White, she passed away in December of 21, of course, but she was 99 years old. So red vines, hot dogs, French fries, and Diet Cokes may be the secret to her success. All right, here's a look at your question that I'll leave you with. I'll answer this one for you on Monday morning. It has to do with St. Patrick's Day. According to folklore, what is a leprechaun's occupation? What job do you think they have? Do you think they are A, shoemaker, B, a tailor, C, a leather worker, or D, a blacksmith? You can enter your guess at aroundtheozarks.com. Enjoy the warmer conditions that we have in the forecast for you on Saturday. Today will be a little bit chilly. High temperatures, upper 50s, low 60s, but no rain, no storm activity for us. We stay dry today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. And just a reminder, if you don't mind giving us a review, if you like listening in the early morning hours or really whenever it's convenient for you, it's a great thing about a podcast, make sure you give us a review. You can do that on any of the platforms where our podcast is available. Again, thanks for listening, and thanks to our sponsors, Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. I'll catch you guys again next week.